We are now on the 10th day of these historic protests in Iran. The scale is staggering. Reports indicate that about 110 cities are now involved. Looking at the latest maps from OSINT specialists like Mayakovsky 73, it seems the entire country is in a state of feverish unrest. Where is the situation most critical right now?
The epicenters are currently Lorestan and Ilam, but the real star of the day is a small town in the west called Abadanan. It's a remarkable case because the protesters have effectively taken control. We've seen mass crowds occupying the streets, and the local police station actually surrendered. Officers were seen on the roof signaling their surrender to the people.
That sounds like a total collapse of local authority. Are they just occupying space, or is there a systematic effort to dismantle the regime's presence there?
It's very systematic. In Abadanan, they are cleansing the town of all state symbols. They've been seen tearing down posters that displayed the IRGC intelligence service's contact numbers. They also targeted and looted the Ofak-e-Korush store, which belongs to a member of the IRGC. The question now is how the IRGC will attempt to retake the city tonight or tomorrow.
Moving to the capital and other regions, is the momentum holding?
Absolutely. In Tehran, the bazaar is packed with people, and unrest is spreading from traditional markets to the universities. In Bojnord, Khorasan, protesters are in open battles with security forces. In Isfahan, we've seen footage of young people launching bold raids on Basij members right in the middle of the road. There's a psychological shift, too. People are putting up "Trump, Iran is waiting for you" stickers, and even renaming streets to Trump Street.
There was a very chilling message sent to Supreme Leader Khamenei today regarding the use of weapons. What can you tell us about that?
The message was clear. If Khamenei chooses to suppress protests with the force of arms, the people will meet them with their own weapons. This isn't an empty threat. Given the amount of firearms now in the hands of the population, we are entering what you might call a new aggregate state of conflict. We're already seeing the consequences. Over 30 confirmed deaths, though the real number is likely much higher, and more than 1,000 detainees.
Let's look at the specific incidents from the night update. There were reports of heavy gunfire in several towns.
In Malekshahi, security forces opened fire on demonstrators, killing 4 people. In response, revolutionaries released videos displaying their weapons and calling for other cities to rise in support. We saw similar violence in Neyriz, where footage of firing on protesters went viral across opposition channels. In Fardis, Alborz, the Islamic City Council building was set on fire, and in Somar, Kermanshah, armed individuals reportedly opened fire on a Basij base.
You mentioned earlier that the Ministry of Defense had to step in. Is that happening in Qasr-e-Shirin?
Yes, and that's a very interesting detail. In Qasr-e-Shirin, it's not just the Basij or riot police anymore. Because they are running out of specialized personnel, they've brought in regular soldiers and border guards to try and hold the line. Meanwhile, in cities like Ilam, the streets are littered with the remains of burned-out Basij buses.
Beyond the direct fighting, there's a lot of talk about solidarity tactics and a general atmosphere of chaos. How are the Iranians coordinating?
They are learning fast. Take the people of Qamyaran. They went out onto the streets specifically to act as a distraction, signaling online that their goal was to draw security forces away from Hamadan, Lorestan, and other western provinces. But with this momentum comes chaos. There's an absolute avalanche of unverified reports, like a viral story about an IRGC officer being forcibly taken away from his home by unidentified men in a car. Whether it's a leak or a plant, these stories are spreading like wildfire through a dry forest.
It feels like the capture of small towns like Abadanan is just the beginning of a push toward larger urban centers.
That's the likely trajectory. If they can hold a small town, it provides the spark in the blueprint to target a city of 100,000 next. With explosions and gunfire now becoming the norm for a night in Tehran, the regime is facing a level of decentralized, aggressive resistance they haven't seen before.
مردم. آبدانان 15 دی ماه نیروی انتظامی همراه مردم